The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen. Brought to you by Medine's Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Medine's. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everyone, Lee Burkeen, your host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast. I got to say that at the end. Hope everybody's having a great day. Our guest today, I'm honored to say, is Brady Perry, a retired football coach, teacher. You know, these guys teach as well. We want to mention that, but Brady coached at Bruley High School for many years. Chapel Trafton, we'll get it right. Coach will tell me. He was with Dale Weiner at, I think it was Trafton back in the day with Todd Kinchin, who played at LSU. He coached at Bishop Sullivan, which is now St. Michael's, and he started at St. John High School in Plaquemine, Louisiana. And we're going to talk about his days at Lehigh, where he went to high school. And they had some great players come out of Lehigh back in the day, especially our older people that watch the show will know a bunch of the names we're going to throw out. But we're going to have much, much more. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Medine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Welcome back. I'm Lee Burkeen, your host of Sports Scouting Report podcast. Our guest today is Brady Perry, retired football coach. Look, teacher too, because he was teaching after he retired as a coach. But coached at St. John High School, started out in Plaquemine. I think a lot of coaches started out at St. John High School.
We did.
Bishop Sullivan, which is now St. Michael's, Trafton, which is now Dunham, and the name that didn't change, Bruley High School, is where you retired. 40 years, Coach.
40.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's good to be here. I think the last time I came on your show, we were at the Bon Marché
Right.
Center
Right.
at the Cox Building.
2005.
Yeah.
And you were still coaching, I believe.
Still coaching, yeah. I was coaching at Bruley then.
What's it like being retired?
It's fun. Everybody asks, Brady, what are you doing now? I say, well, I do whatever my wife tells me to do, But I got a routine, I get up real early. It's still about 5, 6 o'clock, get the newspaper and read the paper and then go back to bed.
And you still go to games, huh?
Oh, yeah, I go to all the games.
I saw you at a game last week. Dunham game.
I try to go to Thursday night games, Friday night games, Bruley games, and then the LSU games. But my wife likes it when I go out to these games because she can have the house to herself. So it's fun. I get to visit with all the old coaches and stuff, and kind of wonder what they're doing now. Why they run that play?
Right.
Yeah.
Still involved.
Yeah.
I mentioned that you went to Lehigh back in the day, and for people that are under the age of 50, I grew up knowing about Lehigh because my cousins went there, and then my dad told me, and then you research about Al Richardson that went to LSU, was All-American linebacker. Eugene Daniel, the Delicano, Mike Delicano played quarterback there, and there was a lot of Leonard Smith was an All-American, went to McNeese. I mean, it was a lot of guys.
Yeah, our center played at LSU, Jay Whitley.
Yeah.
And now he's an orthodontist, and he put braces on both my kids' teeth.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What was it about that group during that time, Brady?
We all played everything. I remember, me and Gary Allen, we were probably the only two that played 4 sports. We both lettered in football, basketball, baseball, track. And, you just went from one sport to the other. You don't specialize in one sport. Nowadays the kids are playing one sport, and sometimes they get burned out, you know?
Yeah.
But, and we lived close to the school. Gary Allen, we walked to his house. So it was fun. And we had a good team. That helped.
And I just found out today that you grew up on Dentation Drive, where my aunt and uncle lived for
Yeah.
40 years.
Close to
You
Kenilworth.
didn't even know
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Moved
were
there
on-
in 3rd grade.
and that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right off of Highland Road.
You ain't gonna believe this. I was born in Germany. All right, I was born in Germany. My dad was in the Air Force, and me and Michael Cobble with Channel 2. He's the only guy I know that was born in Germany.
Come on.
When I met him, he came to really do an interview, and I said, "Well, Michael, where are you from?" He said, "Well, you're not gonna believe this, Brady. I was born in Germany." "Where about?" He said, "Bitburg." I said, "Me too."
Come on. Come on.
Small world.
Your dad was in what branch of the military?
He was an Air Force.
He was Air Force.
Pilot, yeah. He was a fighter pilot.
And you grew up, got here, and then went to Lehigh, graduated. And then, speaking of coaching, you were talking about St. John was your first job.
Yeah.
What was it like coaching at St. John High School? We're going 40 years back.
Well, yeah. In fact, Dale Weiner, it was his first head job, football. And he didn't have any other coaches. So I went over there and applied and got the job. And it was just me and him the first couple of days. Finally, we got another guy, Coach Doug Clement. He coached the basketball team. Well, I was a head track and football. Dale was a head baseball coach and a head football coach.
St. John.
At St. John. And Doug was the head basketball and assistant football.
This is 40 years ago, folks, or a little over 40.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to ask Coach about Todd Kinch and what it was like coaching him at Trafton. When you were with Dale Weiner again at Trafton. And Dale Weiner, if you don't know, retired at Catholic High Baton Rouge, if you're not from Baton Rouge. And we're going to talk more about Bruley. We're going to get to Bruley, where Coach Randall Gay and Norman Lejeune and a lot of other guys. We'll be right back.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life.
Welcome back. Libra Keene with the Sports Scouting Report, your host. Brady Perry, our retired coach, is our guest. Finished at Bruley. We're going to get to Bruley, but first of all, I want to tell you we're at the Giulio Brothers Italian Restaurant here on Perkins Road, not far from LSU, not far from Acadian. You've got to come eat the food here. I come here twice a week now for like 10 years. When I'm not wanting to talk football and I want to hide from work and just kind of hang out. Mike Johnson's the owner. It's the neighborhood restaurant here, and it's great food, homemade Italian food. And I'm saying this because I eat it, like I said, twice a week, Coach. And, Coach, you went here way back, you told me.
Yeah, I came in here once before and met my wife, and said, "Man, this place is nice."
A little date night?
Yeah, this place is nice. And then you said we're meeting over here. I said, "Well, good, man. Maybe we can eat over there again."
We're going to eat lunch when we're
Yeah.
done, me and Coach. But they also have brunch on Sunday. A lot of people don't realize they have brunch, but they open at 10:30 on Sunday, I think till 2 on Sunday with brunch. But during the week, great. My favorite is chicken parmesan here.
Ooh.
And garlic bread, homemade garlic bread. The 5-cheese lasagna. I'm getting hungry right now,
No.
Coach.
What time is it?
We're going to be eating too. I know Nolan's going to get to eat too, but let's get back to Lehigh.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, and I didn't know this about you, and I know your wife told me, I ran into, and she says, "Did you know that Brady was a pole vaulter
Yeah.
at Delta State?" I said, "I never knew that you were this great pole vaulter at Delta State."
Okay, for some reason, Lehigh always had good pole vaulters. And it started with Mike Anderson, and he was jumping 14 feet using a big old pole. You know, he even jumped like a freshman. He was a freshman at LSU.
Wow.
And then after him was Linda Cody. He holds a school record at 14.9. And then me and Ralph Dyer pole vaulted together at Lehigh, finished in 74. Then they had another good guy after that, Jay Boone LaRoche. You know, so it was a line of pole vaulters at Lehigh. And then another guy that everybody knows, but his name was Randy Jackson. Randy Jackson graduated with us in
That's amazing.
1974. He's the judge on American Idol. He threw the shot put, discus, played football. He was a lineman. You know, he was a big guy. He was a big guy back then.
And he was good, you said.
Oh yeah, he was real good. He started and.
Did you ever say, hey, that guy's going to be on American Idol doing that one day?
Never. In fact, when he graduated, he left and went to Los Angeles, opened up a recording studio, and I left and went to Delta State in Mississippi. And then we came back, and they had this show, you know, American Idol, and they had Randy Jackson. We went, wait a minute, that's the guy who went to Lehigh with us. So I told the people at school at Brule the next day, I said, look, I went to high school with that guy. They, yeah, right, sure you did, sure you did. So the next day I had to bring the yearbook and show, look, here it is, you know, right there, Randy Jackson. So, and he was a great guy, man. I tried to get him to come to our 40-year class reunion. I called him, emailed him, text, everything, couldn't get him. So he was in town 2016 flood. Him and Harry Connick Jr. Put on a benefit to raise money, you know, for these people. So I went to it and I sat there in the audience the whole time. And after it was over, I went up to the stage and there was Randy up on stage. He looked, Brady, Perry, what are you doing here? I said, man, I've been trying to get in touch with you.
Since whatever.
You know, I hadn't seen him in 40 years. So he said, well, look, next time, call my brother, Herman. Herman lives in Baton Rouge. Call him, he can get in touch with him. I said, okay, I'm going to call him. So we got our 50-year reunion coming up in 2 years, so I'm going to call him, and I'm going to actually call him early and find out, now look, when can you come into town? Because he's got a busy schedule. So, but he's our claim to fame at Lehigh, Randy Jackson.
And then, like I said, Mike Anderson, All-American linebacker, LSU, Eugene Daniel, Leonard Smith, Jay Whitley, like you said. Jay Whitley,
in fact, we're having lunch together tomorrow.
Mike Delicano is going to be there.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we want to talk about Trafton, where Coach with Todd Kinchin. I think he was one of the greatest players ever come out of Baton Rouge. I want to get Coach's opinion. He coached him and Dale Weiner. We'll be right back.
Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom-tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage. Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Go to YouTube, like YouTube, so you can get future shows. It's free to subscribe. Just put in the Sports Scouting Report and then my name, Lee Burkeen, and you can get the shows every week. We do 3 a week. One is a radio version. I want to mention that I have an interview with a young man coach from Winfield. His name is Jake Norsworthy, 6'5", 230, 225, 215 right now, but he looks about 250. Yeah. And he looks 6'9", but he runs a 4.8 and raw and plays hard, and no one's offered him. He's a senior, but he's a tight end DN, and I interviewed him, and that'll be next Monday's show. Jake Norsworthy, and Coach and me is the Friday show. And you just saw the show on Wednesday for our 2 recruits, Blake Abney, U-High, and also Brady Odell, another Brady. But, Coach, going back to Delta State, you want to say some more about your experience at Delta State?
Well, look, this is what happened. I'm at the regional track meet down in Thibodaux, and I haven't gotten a track scholarship offer yet, you know. So
this is before Delta State.
This is before Delta State.
This is at Lehigh.
This is Lehigh. I go to the regionals. I'm the only one there from Lehigh, and the coach from Delta State said anybody jumps 13 feet 6 inches, high, you know, sign them. Tell them we want them. I never did 13.6 before. I went down there and jumped 13.6 first time ever. So sure enough, after the meet, the guys come down there, 2 guys, Reggie Barnes and Tommy Worthy and George Morris came down and says, Brady, we're so-and-so from Delta State. Have you ever heard of Delta State? I said, no, sir, I never heard of it. Well, come to find out, they were in a conference with Nichols, Southeastern, Northwestern.
Okay.
So, okay, well, that's
still Gulf Star conference.
It was called the Gulf State. Gulf South Conference. So I went up to Delta State, didn't know a person. Finally, I met my roommate. He was a hurdler, so lived with him, and I loved it up there. It was like a small college, but a big high school. You know, I knew a lot of people. Being an athlete, you know, it was fun. A lot of the football players were my friends, and I was actually a conference champion once, runner-up one year, and then my last year they put me in the Delta State Hall of Fame.
That's amazing. I never knew that about
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
I mean,
I don't tell too many people
Yeah.
that, but now everybody knows.
Speaking of pole vaulting, what do you think of the guy that went, speaking of going pro from
man.
LSU?
Oh, Mondo, man, he was
Armando
great. I got to shake his hand.
Duplantis.
Yeah, I actually joined the Track and Field Officials Association this past summer, and I work with pole vault. And Mondo's little sister jumps for LSU, real good pole vaulter. She was a freshman last year, but Mondo came and watched her jump, and their parents came, and I got to talk to him and shake his hand. I said, man, I've never shook a world champion, a world record holder's hand before. But he is just unbelievable. And people say, well, what makes him so good? I said, well, he's so fast. He's fast. He's been doing it since he was little bitty. And, he just got good technique. And his dad was a pole vaulter. His brother was a pole vaulter.
But he holds every record,
He holds every record. It's unbelievable.
And he's only, what, 22, 21?
Yeah,
He left LSU early, right, to go pro?
Yeah, stayed at LSU, I think, 1 year.
So Olympics, he's going to break out everything, huh?
He broke the world record twice already.
Unbelievable.
20 feet 4 inches, I think it was.
Before we
I
go
couldn't
to,
even knock that down. 20 feet.
right. Before we go to a break, tell us your best Todd Kinchin story when you were at Trafton, former LSU star receiver, who I thought was one of the greatest ever, and I know you.
Yeah, I got to coach Todd as a 10th grader, 11th, and 12th grade. And Coach Weiner was there his 10th and 11th grade, but then Dale left, and I was a head coach Todd's senior year. And we had a good team. We had John Howard, who would play the USL, and Kevin Bowen played the USL. Stacy Dennis was our quarterback.
Okay.
He played at Southern Miss, and he was the backup to Brett Favre.
Oh.
So look, so Todd, he made me look good. I was a great coach. I had Todd and John. But one play, I remember we were playing in Lafayette, and I called a quick pitch pass. Todd's going to run and then stop and throw it because he could throw it 70 yards. Yeah. So he gets the ball, he runs, and it's covered. Oh, man, don't throw. Yeah. I'm telling him, run. He stops, runs around in, 40 yards, touchdown. I'm like, holy mackerel. And, people said we called that on purpose. No, Todd did that.
He did it.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. He could make great catches. For LSU, the Texas A&M game was just one of his best games ever.
Unbelievable. And I still think he won the Vandy game in Vandy. Yeah. That last catch they said was rolled out of bounds.
Oh, man.
The last play of the game. Mm-hmm. If we had instant replay, it would have happened. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get to Bruley High School and then talk a little bit about Bishop Sullivan, where Coach coached. And then I want to ask Brady about his thoughts on high school football, what he's seeing. Also LSU, what he thinks of Coach Kelly. We'll be right back with more.
If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Medine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host of Sports Scouting Report podcast. Go to YouTube and like YouTube so you can get future shows. Go to our website, lafootballmagazine.com. You get the preview issues, South and North, if you're a parent watching, or our digital copy, or catch our show wherever you get your podcasts. Our show is on Podbean and wherever you get your podcasts, most of them that we're on. Coach Brady Perry is with us today. Coach, you want to share a story about Bruley, and we're going way back a little bit, but you said there was a story you wanted to share.
Well, I was at Bruley for 31 years.
Unbelievable.
And 1994 was probably one of the best years because I got married. And Judy Laurent, she's from Ponchatoula, we got married. Well, the same year, we went 10-0 in football.
Good luck. Man.
Yeah, 10-0 in football. Won the state championship in track. All right. So my wife, she says, see what happens when you get married? So I said, well, I need to get married every year. But yeah, 94 was a great year, 10-0. And then 98 is when we had Randall Gay and Norman Lejeune and those guys. But we had some other guys too. Jacob Delapas was our quarterback. He went to Air Force. Emmett Holiday was defensive end, went to USL.
Yeah,
But
he's a good player.
yeah, Norman was a year older than Randall Gay.
What do you? Did you go to the Super Bowl and watch Randall Gay play? Did you?
No. I didn't go to the Super Bowl. I watched it like everybody else. Yeah.
He had a big game. He had an interception in that
Well,
game.
yeah. I saw on the sideline Terrell Owens was talking to his coach. He said, "Hey, throw me the ball. I can beat that rookie. Yeah, I can beat that rookie."
Mm-hmm.
But here's Randall Gay. He wins the national championship. The next year, he goes to New England Patriots and wins the Super Bowl. So he got 2 rings back to back.
And then a Saints ring.
And then he goes to the Saints and wins a Super Bowl.
Heck
there.
of a career.
Golly. And now he's got a big old house in Bruley. He lives right by the elementary school. He got 2 kids that go to Bruley High School, and he's kind of the head guy of all the sports for little kids. And he's a lawyer in town. He works with Tony Clayton, the district attorney in West Baton Rouge Parish. But he comes to all the games. He's
Great
still
guy.
involved.
Great guy.
He's a lawyer. His wife's a lawyer.
Great guy too, and retired and was able to go to law school and start a different career.
And then
after
Norman
football.
Norman is working at the plant. Norman's got 3 kids now. He just had a baby like last summer, last year.
Wow.
So he's got 3 kids. He's working at the plant making money. But great guy. I just talked to him the other day. I tried to get him to come to a Hall of Fame football game Friday, and he couldn't make it because he's working nights.
And I want to mention this: 31 years you were in West Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
You got Plaquemine, you got Bruley, you got Port Allen, you got St. John, and not far down the street you got White Castle. But the talent that has come out of West Baton Rouge, people don't talk about it, Brady. I mean, you had Randall Blue, you had Norman, you had some other guys. Port Allen had a bunch of players.
Yeah, they had one that went to Texas A&M, one went to LSU. They've always had speed.
Yeah.
And then Plaquemine, Gottschall, he's still playing.
The quarterback Mitchell that played in it, Brian Mitchell.
Yeah.
He's an incredible
they
player.
Had some athletes. White Castle was always a team tough to beat. They always had some players. So they had some good athletes over there. In fact, one year we had the 3 best running backs in the state living on the same street because we had Blue, we had Norman.
Ja'Cory Williams?
No, this guy went to U High, and he was like their best running back.
Oh, okay.
He came from Bruley.
Was it Okie Woods?
No, I can't think of his name right offhand, but it was back in those days.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, just tons of talent. People don't realize, and the coaches that have come through.
Well, the bad
West
thing
Baton
is
Rouge.
I didn't live in Bruley. Everybody thinks I lived in Bruley.
Okay.
I lived over there by Parkview, and I had to go across that bridge every day, 31 years. Oh man, a nightmare. Jeez.
They need to get that bridge fixed.
I don't miss that at all.
Yeah, the bridge. The bridge.
Yeah.
I know you love West Baton Rouge, but the bridge is unbelievable.
Oh, man.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have another segment with Coach Brady Perry. We're going to talk LSU football. And I want to ask him 5 high school coaches that he remembers coaching with besides Dale Weiner that he would like to mention. I mean, I know Brady coached a long time, 40 years, high school football in Louisiana. We'll be right back.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Welcome back, Lee Burkeen, your host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're at DiGiulio Brothers. Mike Johnson's the owner. You got to come here. Look, if you like Italian food, and I'm not just doing a live plug, this is the one that means a lot to me. All the advertisers are friends of mine, but great Italian food. Actually, most of my advertisers eat here, Brady, and you're going to eat with me when the show's over. But
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to get me some homemade meatballs, maybe a little spaghetti.
I'm due to eat spaghetti.
Maybe get some spaghetti today.
I love spaghetti.
They roll the meatballs, or homemade, or chicken parmesan, or 5-cheese lasagna. Hey, I think Nolan likes the pizza here, our producer. Homemade pizza of all types now. Now, I'm a pepperoni guy. I don't eat anything but pepperoni, but they've got everything you want. They'll put anything on it.
I like the meat eaters.
The meat eaters,
Yeah,
okay.
I like that.
They even have one of those, I think, Coach. Speaking of, before we talk about LSU, talk about some of the guys you coached with over the 40 years that you'd like to mention, whether they were head coaches, assistants.
Well, I first started out with Dale Weiner. In fact, he was in our wedding.
Wow.
And then he went to Trafton, and the next year he got me to Trafton and coached with Joey Thibodeau. Joey won a state championship at Trafton after we left, and he played baseball at LSU.
Baseball coach.
Yeah, he coached baseball forever. Then at Bruley, well, Gary Atkins was the coach at St. Michael's, or Bishop Sullivan. He got me to go over there, be his defensive coordinator. And then we both left. He went to Port Allen, I went to Bruley. And then Bruley, we had Brian Williams. He was a defensive coordinator. He used to be a head coach. Great guy. We won a lot of games with him. And Darren Chauvin, and he graduated from Bruley. And he coached with me. And Shane Andre, he was actually went to St. John, but he coached with me at Bruley. Okay. They still live right there in Bruley. Okay. And see him at all the games. And they got a lot of coaches that help out. Jimmy Bible.
Jimmy Bible
was our wrestling coach forever, and he was my assistant coach. One quick story about Jimmy. First play of the game against Port Allen, they throw a pass where our guy catches it, intercepts it. But their guy kind of grabbed it too. So anytime it's a dual possession, they give it to the offense. So Jimmy was so crazy. He went crazy and got thrown out the game. Now this was the first play. He got thrown out of the game, and he's my defensive coordinator. So he goes over there and sits in the backyard in the neighborhood and watches the game from over there. So anyway, that's a big Jimmy Bible story. But we just put Jimmy in the Hall of Fame last Friday night. He's in the Bruley Hall of Fame now.
Congratulations to Jimmy Bible.
Yeah, a lot of your assistant coaches make the head coach look good.
Before we get to LSU, I want to give a plug to your hardworking wife. I know you retired.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to call her for lunch. She works right down the street.
St. James place.
St. James Retirement Center over there on Lee Drive, and we can ride over there and go pick her up probably.
Great place,
She would love to come over here.
Great place, and I love what they do for people who retire there. It's a great community there. Coach, LSU, you've been keeping up with Coach Kelly and LSU?
Well, yeah, you got to,
right.
Hometown. But, I started working LSU football camps with DiNardo.
Way back.
And DiNardo, then Saban, and Les Miles, and Coach O. Yeah. In fact, I actually went to DiNardo's house. I went to Nick Saban's house. And I told my wife, I said, I don't think this is legal. I don't think a high school coach can go to the head coach's house. So anyway, but I liked what they're doing. I hadn't been out to practice, but I've seen them on TV. I like the way they're, the no huddle concept and, air raid ball, and we got some good players too.
Yeah.
He went out and got some good players.
Right.
We lost a lot of people, and then next thing you know, he's bringing in a lot of good stuff.
You know what I like? I like how the defense hits.
Oh, the defense.
They read and react. They weren't hitting in the past.
Coach House, his son is a star player at Dunham.
We were at the game. I saw you there. He's tough.
He is good, fast, and got a good arm. Yeah, we lucky to have.
He can sling it.
If
he was 2 inches tall, I think his dad might even offer him at LSU. And look, he's legit 1AA. You agree, quarterback?
Yeah.
He can sling it 65 yards.
He can hum it.
I was surprised.
But I like his speed. He can, if he gets in trouble, he's gone.
And he's deceptively fast. Mm-hmm. I saw him run over people.
Yeah.
Ascension Catholic game. That's what the game
was.
Right.
That was a heck of a game. Went down to the wire. They went for 2 to win it and didn't make it.
He's got a little Todd Kinchin in him.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
The thing about Todd, he was good in everything. He could go out there and play golf, shoot a 75. He could go out there and play tennis and go to state. Track, he was my high jumper, long jumper. Ran on the 4x1 relay, mile relay. And then, baseball, he played center field.
Yeah.
Basketball, he was unreal,
For such a small school, started out when it was Trafton and now it's Dunham. They had Stingley, Kerry Koch, Sean Candelosi, Kinchin. I mean, so many great players have come out of that small school.
It's amazing. When Kinchin played, we were a 1A school, but we played AA.
Yeah.
We had 1A enrollment, but we played AA because we knew we were going to be getting bigger and bigger. So we went ahead and played AA.
Any final thoughts, Coach? You want to say anything else?
Just glad to be on the show and get a free meal. I'm retired, so I'm looking for places. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to meet a couple guys at
some Lehigh
another
guys,
restaurant. Huh? Yeah, Jay Whitley and Blake Whitlatch.
Well, I'm going to probably run into you at some future games again. I've seen you a couple of weeks in a row, I think, at a couple of games. But thank you for everything you've done, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, Lee. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Brady Perry, I want to be Brady in the future, retired. And watching games, not working. No, I enjoy work, but I've got about 10 more years at least. But I appreciate Brady Perry joining us. Great guy, and I know the audience loves hearing all these old stories, and he's done a phenomenal job. That's what kids need. They need a guy like this to teach them and the sport, and also a teacher. We didn't mention that. You taught a lot.
I taught driver's ed. Never a dull moment.
That's not easy.
Never a dull moment.
You're still alive?
The assistant,
still alive?
The secretary said, Brady, you need to write a book. Because every time you come in here after your class, you tell us what happened, what went wrong.
They got the pedal right where you can stop it,
thank
right?
God. You need a helmet.
We'll see everybody really soon. You'll see the Monday show with Jake Norsworthy, this big tight end from Winfield, defensive end. That's our Monday show. Be sure to go on YouTube and like it. We'll see you Monday.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Burkeen.